Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Media Files. So today, shall I say over the weekend, really. Got home after seeing, of course, Raiders of the Lost Ark this past weekend, and of course it was on a Saturday. So I get home and I found some packages from Hamilton Book. Yes. Now these are the same orders, so because they only do so much per order. So let's see what's in these boxes, shall we? Yeah, double feature here. Let's go with this one first here. So, wonder what could be in the box here. All right. So get rid of one end. Get rid of the other end. There we go. Let's see here. So now I found this book, which was kind of interesting, and I've never really seen anything like this. Being of course, an avid gamer, I really enjoy, RPGs, especially way back in the early days, of course, of like, say, Final Fantasy and all that and whatnot. And so I found this really cool book by author Aidan Moher, I believe is how you pronounce his name. But here we have this really cool book called Fight Magic Items, The History of Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and the Rise of Japanese RPGs in the West. That's actually really cool. I've never actually read a book about video games, RPG type of stuff. So this was like fairly cheap, I think. I think this was only like $4 or $5, but I'm like, that's actually kind of cool because I really grew up on RPGs when I was a kid, and especially with Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, that type of thing. But yeah, this sounds really cool. I have to probably take that with me when I go on vacation here in about a week or two. And so let's get to the other box, shall we? And it is packed. Yep, they always do this type of stuff, but here we go. I think we got most of it. So part of it broke off. There we go. I guess you just rip one end off. There's the other. So, alrighty. So we actually have several things in here. All right, let's get rid of that other little half of the box. Alrighty, so we got ourselves a couple of DVDs, and the rest are Blu-rays. Yes. Now, as some of you may have known, that I had my youngest nephew found the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and I'm like, are you serious? Well, shall we say that Hamilton Book comes to the rescue. So here we have the Super Mario Brothers Super Show Volume 2. Yeah, so all I really need to hunt down is Mario Brothers 3. And, of course, everyone's probably the hardest one to find out of all the kid cartoons that I remember when I was a kid. Of course, Captain and Game Master. Of course, that goes for, buttload of money. So then up next, we have movie to add to my Doctor Who collection. Yeah, these are very hard to track down. I don't know why, but they just are. But this is one I definitely don't have. Of course, this is from the Jon Pertwee years. I think he is Doctor number 3. Yeah. Number 3. So here we have The Curse of Peladon, story number 61. And that's why I love these Doctor Who DVDs, that all of them just loaded with, extras. I really wish I had purchased all of these way back when they first started. What can I say? Better late than never. Alrighty. So then up next we have, a movie that's basically been in production hell for probably 20 to 30 years. He finally got his vision made for the film that he wanted to make. Of course, I'm talking about legendary British director Terry Gilliam, who of course is no stranger to great stuff, including the Monty Python stuff, as well as one of my favorite movies, 12 Monkeys. But here we have on Blu-ray starring Adam Driver and Jonathan Pryce and Stellan Skarsgård. We have the man who killed Don Joaquin. I believe that is how you pronounce that, but I'm sure I'm probably way off because I probably can't pronounce it. But what can we say? I've always wanted to see this, and especially given the fact of how, crazy, how long it took for Terry Gilliam to make this film. What can we say? Better late than never, but there we go. Alrighty, then up next we have a film from Nicolas Cage. Now, this was kind of inspired, for me to kind of, well, like I said, I've not seen the Five Nights at Freddy's film yet, but this one's kind of somewhat similar to it. Well, as far as apparently animatronic, crazy, type of characters. But here we have a film with Nicolas Cage called Willy's Wonderland. I've never seen this. It's, from what I hear, it is nuts. And so yeah, I think it might be like a hard R version of Five Nights at Freddy's, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to see what it is. Alright, and then we actually have ourselves here on Blu-ray a couple of really cool documentaries that sounded very interesting. Sadly, they are not the In Search for Darkness trilogy, nor the In Search for Tomorrow 5-hour documentary, or, of course, here comes the new Challenger, the Oliver Harper stuff. Unfortunately, I would love to get my hands on those at some point. But, however, though, I found these two very interesting documentaries. The fact that basically we have movies and video games. I found this really cool documentary narrated by Sean Astin. We have on Blu-ray Playing with Power, the Nintendo story. Basically, it's a documentary about how Nintendo basically came together, and it just sounds really cool, and it's got a butt ton of features with it too. It's got the making of, the house that video games built, the Media Juice story, I don't know what that is, where it all starts in pre-production. That ought to be interesting. Capturing the narrative during production, connecting the dots in post-production. Oh, sweet. Zelda's Legacy, Super Mario's Legacy, Laughing with Power, the gag reel. That'll be interesting. But oh, sweet. They have interviews with Shigeru Miyamoto. Who else do they have in here? Interviews with Will Wheaton, Nolan Bushnell, Howard Phillips, Phil Spencer. Very interesting. Yeah, we'll see how this is, because that is so cool. I love the fact that they've got on the front cover here, they've got the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and the GameCube controllers there, and I want to say there's probably a cell phone in the background, or no, GameCube, it looks like, maybe. I don't know. Interesting. So, yeah. And finally, if you are a diehard movie fan, and you love, basically, film, regardless of, just besides the fact, not only is it, the film important, but also the marketing. Am I right? The marketing. If you market a film well, it makes money, right? Well, what can we say about marketing? Definitely somebody who really knows how to do his stuff. Of course, we have had legendary posters over the years, and of course, one of my favorite poster illustrators, Drew Struzan, who of course has done loads of great posters, including Harry Potter, Blade Runner, Romancing the Stone, The Goonies, all those types of really cool posters. But I found this really cool documentary from Raven Bannister Releasing. We have 24 by 36, a movie about movie posters. Literally, this is a documentary about the art of what goes into basically of how popular the movie poster was, and how all of a sudden in the early 2000s, basically Hollywood decided, hey, let's just Photoshop everything. Yeah. Whereas, sometimes with Photoshop, you just don't get those you don't get that really cool, excitement. It doesn't get you excited about the movie. Or you like, even though yes, some like a lot of those like B movies or whatever. Like for example, let's just take this John Wayne film here for example. Look at the poster art here for Hellfighters. That makes you intrigued. That makes you want to go see the movie, right? As you can tell, it's hand painted, and it's not photoshopped, and it looks really cool. For example, and so yeah, but I'm trying to think. What else do I have? Oh yeah, here's another good example. Another good example here. Of course, we have the King Kong poster. That makes you want to go see that, right? Yeah, it does. And so yeah, but what can I say? This just sounds so cool. And there's also 30 additional minutes of interviews as well as a trailer, which is awesome. And I don't know if you can hear that, but it's actually starting to rain right now. Yeah, go figure, right? So anyways, but yeah, this looks. This thing was pretty cheap. This thing was only like, I think like $4 or $5. Most of the stuff was like $4 or $5, which isn't bad at all. But yeah, so there we go. You got yourself some pretty cool stuff here. Some movies and basically movies and items basically on, video games and movies, of course, but that book, though, I cannot wait to read that. That just sounds so cool. The funny thing is, I found basically these two documentaries literally by accident, really. But yeah, search around, browse around, Hamilton book. You never know what you're going to find for dirt cheap. You really don't. Sometimes stuff can be a little pricey on there, but overall, hey, they've got a great selection, a great variety of stuff. I've ordered them from them before. It just depends really on what it is I'm looking for, but so yeah, with that, you guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and with that, I'll see you next time. See ya.